Hey, welcome. This is Guru Mayer, and I'm bringing you a series that I'm calling A Touch of Emotional Liberation. So this is going to be eight classes that each is just 15, 20 minutes to give you a little piece of my book, Emotional Liberation, Life Beyond Triggers and Trauma. So what I hope to do is take you just a little bit piece by piece, give you an introduction to this book and this work that I call Emotional Liberation. So we're going to start out with the way the book starts out, and that is to identify your triggers. If we want a life beyond triggers, then we've got to first recognize them, identify them. The thing that you can't see, you can't remove. But just like this analogy, other people can see it. So what we're talking about, emotional reactive patterns. So I'm sure you know by now that and you see them in other people too, maybe more clearly than you see them in yourself. You have certain patterns that repeat over time, and each time it happens, you get emotionally upset, and then you act very differently than you do when you're calm and relaxed, okay? So we're defining some terms here first. So this pattern is something that it happens and you can see it repeatedly happening. So what are some examples? In the book, I use an example of something very mild. When I'm driving and my wife gives me directions, just like, hey, turn there, or I think we need to go over there. I don't just go, okay, I react. I have a problem with that. So what are some others? When somebody significant to you speaks to you in a certain way, then you get upset. So I hope that's enough information for you to start identifying some of your own, but we'll break it down a little bit more. And then we'll do a little practice so that we can see it more clearly, right? Okay, so we're defining terms. So this pattern is something that happens repeatedly, and we're gonna start with three elements. So the first is the trigger, right? So very much like the English word that when you pull it, there's a big explosion, right? It fires a gun. Same thing. You can be just fine and happy and pleasant and everything's nice, but when your trigger occurs, everything changes, okay? So it's the way somebody speaks to you, if you get reprimanded at work, if you get spoken harshly to, if you have a deadline that's putting pressure and you get worried and in a hurry. So what else? What are some of your triggers? Not doing well on a performance review or an exam, hearing bad news, right? They're very personal, but they're very infinite, very unlimited. Anything can trigger us. When you're triggered, you then, an emotion comes up. You feel an emotion. So when my son doesn't take out the trash when he said he would, I get what? I get frustrated, I get irritated, I get angry. That would be an example, right? So we would use a when/then statement, a when and then. So when X happens, I feel Y. Can you fill that in for yourself? If anybody wants to suggest any of these, I'll use yours live here. But so when X happens, I feel Y. So what are some of the ways that people feel when they get upset. So the whole anger family is there. The whole fear family. I get anxious. I get worried. I get cold sweats. Then there's the shutdown type of reactions. I get quiet. I get withdrawn. Right? But we're trying to describe an emotion. So I get depressed. I get sad. I get angry. I feel guilty. Okay? So we're using an XYZ formula. So when X happens, I feel Y. And I hope you're playing along with me now. These things happen, these patterns happen over and over again. Maybe just once a year, maybe every day, every hour. Okay? Now Z is your response, but we have to call it a reaction because once your emotion is ignited, you're no longer clear, right? Your emotional brain actually is in control of your intellect. That's why we do sometimes harmful or silly or stupid things that we regret later because the emotional brain takes over. And that's the point of this whole work, to have a conscious working relationship with our emotions, okay? So Z is the reaction. So what do you do once you get triggered and get upset emotionally? What is your response, your visible response, Could be an internal, invisible response where you just sit there and curse the person silently, but more often you will behave differently. So think about watching your pattern like a videotape, and there you are, you're cool, and then your dog poops on the carpet for the 20th time, and that's the trigger, okay? The first time you might have been, oh, my dear, let's clean it up. But after 20 times, it's become a pattern, and you get really, what do you get? Angry. And what do you do next with that anger? Do you kick the dog? No, I'm sure you don't do that. Do you yell at it? Do you curse? Do you throw something? So there we have it. I hope you're playing along that when X happens, I feel Y and I do Z. Okay? Now, most people, these are pretty obvious and you can name it, but the reason we're breaking this down, it's a self-analysis. It's a self-therapy. These things happen to all of us all the time, but if it's so normalized that you don't even notice it anymore, well, again, as I said, your dog notices it and the people you live with notice it. And it's destructive. I mean, it's not, once you're reacting, you're not acting in your best interest anymore, because it's like your animal nature is just like fight or flight, right? Okay, so what we want to do now is just a little 8 to 9 minute practice, 2-3 minute exercises, a little visualization. Why? Because when you're reactive, when you're emotional, your vision is clouded. Perhaps your literal vision, but your ability to see clearly, to speak clearly, to act in your best interest, to be kind is gone out the door. So, and that's very hard to control when you're in your reaction. So what we're going to do is go into the laboratory and observe the thing from a distance. All right. So please don't be hard on yourself when you start really thinking about these crazy things that we do when we react. Be curious and be compassionate. And we want to build a little neutral mind so we can watch it like a video, right? Because if you're up in the drama, you're contained or captive by it. If you can observe the drama, then you've started gaining some control to do differently, to escape it, to respond differently rather than react in the same old way. All right, so simple practice. First is 3 minutes, so please play along. Our goal is to get some clarity, some neutrality, so we can see our pattern, and that will help us. That'll be a first step in unhooking it. So the mudra is like this, thumb over the Mercury or pinky finger, and just have them here. Yeah, the elbows are relaxed and they're just out by the side. Simple movement, just turn the wrist facing you and then turn it forward. Right? Nothing to it, right? Okay. So get that going. That's the first part. But you're going to twist fast. So it's only going to be 3 minutes, but you'll see that it gets harder in 3 minutes. But it's coordinated, coordinated with a strong breath of fire where we're emphasizing the navel pump. So you can do breath of fire up in the diaphragm, but I want to see it, this powerful breath down where the belly's moving. Can't really see my belly, but it's going to be moving, all right? So we're going to go. That belly's really moving. So now we're going to start our 3 minutes. You ready? So here we go, coordinating these three parts, belly, breath, and arms. So wrists, rather. Wrists should be twisting faster than the breath. You don't want to breathe this fast. Close your eyes. Just 3 minutes now, and let's just hold on. So this is like the hands are this little tornado that you cause when you get upset, and then you freak out, and you feel things, and you do things, you say things, right? So we're creating a little mini tornado here. Hands will start feeling weird. All kinds of things will happen, but you just got 2 more minutes, so you get through it. You get through it. And I love how these little exercises, these kriyas, are just a little dramatization of life, So here you're in this whirlwind. You were calm before. This one, though, you're doing by your own will, by intention, right? Usually that you're out of control, but here you're gaining control. So yes, you don't like it, you can stop. But if you can go another minute and a half, you're going to find some benefits, I promise. So let's try to keep going. Breath. Yeah, my wrists don't want to do it anymore. They're freaking out, but keep going. Just 2 minutes left. It's hard, but being stuck for years in patterns, that's harder. This thing will be over, right? And just like this little whirlwind that you cause, this will be over faster than when you get upset, but let's do it. It's the last half minute. Don't just watch me. Come on, play along. Do it with me. Let's go. Let's go. 20 seconds. I'm doing it with you just to commiserate. Come on. So we got to go just a little bit past the 3 minutes, but now keep your hands going, but inhale deeply and go. Twist fast. Good. Squeeze, pull your belly back. Blow out. Inhale again. Go. Go, 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 go. Blow it out. And go. Giving you a little break. Probably not really supposed to stop the hands, but let's do it. This is the last time. Go, 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 go. Get the whirlwind out of you. out of your behavior, out of your house, out of your life. Get it out. Exhale. All right, just close your eyes for a moment. Feel the recovery rising. And help guide your mind to be quiet. Just don't think, just experience, just be peaceful. Okay, but we're not done yet. Second part, also 3 minutes. This time the thumb is at the base of your communication meridian there on the pinky finger, all right? And hold them up parallel to the ground, like this, fists nearly together. And then you're gonna pull back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Elbows will go back as far as they can, but it's your shoulder blades that you wanna feel squeezing, okay? This will also be 3 minutes. Wait for the clock and go. Inhale back, exhale forward. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. Don't go so fast that you can't get those shoulder blades to squeeze and touch each other, right? So keep going. Just checking my notes, okay? Feel those muscles in the back, those shoulder blades pulling together, and you're broadening across the chest. Okay, maybe you can move a little faster, more powerfully than I was, all right? So breathe, breathe, pull, and squeeze. Can you move nearly twice a second? That would be crazy. So you can pick your own pace, but I'm giving you what is suggested as an ideal pace. So I'm exhaling as I'm squeezing back, as I'm squeezing the lungs, and I'm inhaling forward. One more minute. Please do it powerfully. Breathe powerfully. All in the upper body now. I'm broadening across the chest. So the visual I get, the sensation I get is that I'm now in the first, I was in the whirlwind. Now I'm feeling my power, courage at the heart, empowered to break this thing, right? Break it apart. So break the pattern, break the pattern, breathe, breathe, breathe. So I hope you're feeling, even if you're a little tired and don't like this, do you feel that it's charging you, it's empowering you? So we've got just 30 seconds left. Please finish real strong. Come on, last little bit. Just feel your sense of, do you have some frustration over this pattern that's been haunting you all these years? Can you just feel like I'm breaking free, breaking free, breaking free? Okay? Okay, so here we go. Now, hold and pull way back. Squeeze. Hold the breath. Inhale. Now really squeeze your fists, your arms, your shoulder blades. Okay? Now the rest of the body. So your root lock, and just tighten your whole body. A few more seconds. Breaking free. Heart open. Exhale. You know we're going to do it twice more. Inhale. Pull. Exhale. Now inhale and hold. Be so solid, so peaceful, like strong, like victory. and relax. Now, hands down, relax, close your eyes. I hope you feel some peaceful empowerment. Enjoy it. Let your mind be quiet. Enjoy it. And at the risk of disturbing your beautiful experience here, can you put up on the video screen in your mind, watch your pattern? If you thought of one as we were speaking about it before, just roll the replay. Don't be neutral, just be at a distance of watching it. Here you are, you're peaceful. Then what happens? That trigger thing happens, and then you feel the emotion come up and you start reacting. It happens very fast for most people. You start feeling that emotion take over, and then observe, what do you say? What do you do? And what responses does that create in the world around you? Or what do you think? Some people keep their reactions very suppressed or very contained, and it's all inside of you. You're boiling and you're cursing, but anyway, I'm going to give you a moment of silence to just, now, if you can just keep replaying that thing, you kind of feel awful and maybe stupid at first, but just, no, this is human behavior, and you are beginning to reveal it so you can heal it. Don't judge it. This will be our first step to clearly see the pattern and be able to create a little distance from it so you can see it clearly. You go to the doctor, they first look at the symptoms. Let's see what does it look like? That's the first step. All right, so relax. You may want to open your eyes, and some of you, I suggest, this is going to be an 8-class series. Write down your XYZ, what happens and what you feel next, and then what you do next. And after just this simple 22-minute exploration of this thing, it's likely that the next time this pattern happens, you're going to be aware of it, and you're going to start, oh, there it is again. Probably can't change it right away, but we'll work on that. So this is a touch of emotional liberation. I want to take you through some of the themes, give you a sample of my book, Emotional Liberation, Life Beyond Triggers and Trauma. It'll be available at emotional-liberation.com shortly, very shortly. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.